People are going to be disappointed. I think digital currency and where we're going into the blockchain is going to resolve a lot of these problems that really shouldn't be problems. I actually think that in 5 to 10 years, everything you and I do, dating, this exchange, Zoom calls, phone calls, texts, chats, any interchange is going to be accounted for digitally. Like the whole world will be accounted for. Now that scares a lot of people because you realize, whoa, that means there's a lot of cameras, there's a lot of recording, there's a lot going on. Our world becomes extremely transparent in that, with that lens, right?
Hello and welcome to Crypto IQ. In today's video, entrepreneur and investor Gary Cardone talks Bitcoin adoption and what the biggest companies are doing to prepare for the digital future.
One of the great myths that some of the naysayers have tried to spin around this is this anonymity around crypto. That is the most ignorant. If you hear anyone say that trading crypto is anonymous, just turn around, go the other direction. These people do not know what they're talking about. If you want to do something criminal, if you want to hire a prostitute and don't let your wife know, do not do it on the blockchain. Do it in cash. Largest amount of frauds are committed in the world with US dollars, and US dollars. There is no other monetary system that has more fraud associated with it, more tax evasion, more money laundering than the US dollar. Let's say I bought the first crypto. It's okay. Unit 1 went to ABC123. If I sell that, if I move that coin over to you or give it to my child in an inheritance event, it's going to have, it sat in Gary's wallet for 13 years. Then he handed it over to another social security number. That's a transfer event. There's probably a liquidity event there. If you're playing crypto and you don't have an accountant helping you with this, you're already making mistakes, okay? Especially the guys that are hodlers that say, well, I don't have a tax exposure. You're a hodler because you think this thing's going to $1 million a unit. When you hand it over to your 32-year-old daughter in an inheritance and you're so smart, you're probably going to be dead, and they're going to have zero history of what you did. And the tax man's going to come grab not just the inheritance tax piece, they're going to grab the whole thing. Because I just imagine Mia showing up with $30 million worth of Bitcoin and having no history to be able to show a draconian government that's broke, that's been, papering money like it's candy. Do you really think they're not going to go after that young woman who has no idea what her genius dad did, but her genius dad was an idiot because he didn't do the histogram and do the accounting every year? You don't have to be selling crypto to do the accounting. You still have to do the accounting if you never sell it. I had a very large position in crypto, and I thought it was better for me to move. I invested $4 million with this firm. Interesting story there. When Celsius was blowing up, this is months ago.
Energy drink?
No, Celsius, the crypto clearinghouse, trading house, that was giving people 8 and 10% yields. I looked at it, a 10% yield in a 0% marketplace. Like, you must be trading like a beast. Well, they were trading a bunch, naked spec trading. Celsius was going down. Galaxy and Voyager were having massive problems. This is the worst day in crypto history 3 months ago. Everything's breaking. You have the government's blocking them. I transferred $3.5 million of crypto from 5 wallets to the company, Node 40, finalized the investment on a Saturday afternoon at 2:30. $3.5 million from 5 freaking exchanges, 0 problems. On the worst day in the crypto history, when everything was breaking, everybody was supposedly locked up. Move 500 grand, move 2 million, move 1 million, poof, 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 perfect. On a Saturday, no wire fees. Nobody to talk to. No secretary. Are you sure this is the start number? Okay, well, yeah, you're calling me from my phone, man. Come on. You've known me 32 years. You know, I'm your client. None of that had to happen on Bitcoin. I would not have been able to do that in a fiat world. No wire transfers on Saturday. The funds showed up 3 minutes later to the company. That's a win. That market's working very well.
Well, that's what the governments don't like.
Of course.
Or the bankings.
Of course, but they should like. The U.S. government should love this. This is one of the best, maybe the last places where the U.S. government, the U.S. as a entity, has the ability to be a leader. And if I'm the military, Bitcoin may be the best thing I've ever been able to achieve in my life, because I think you can maintain your monetary influence over this planet, which has really been done by the U.S. dollar oil construct, right? Where most oil gets paid in U.S. dollars. I think this is an unbelievable opportunity for our country that we're going to screw up. I carry cash. I travel all over the world. I have, for some reason, always carry cash. One, I think it's extremely light. Doesn't weigh anything.
No.
I mean, I hate when Grant throws money around, but it's not. It's why do people not carry cash? Because they're scared they're going to lose it. That's why. The banks have really made everyone,
or they don't have it.
or they don't have it, but they go to the ATM.
Yeah, that's what I do. It's
So why do you go to the ATM and pay $3 when you could just carry the $100, $200, $500 with you? It must be because they're scared. See, I think people are very, very irresponsible around their assets. Point is, you're paying somebody because you like that little box there, and I just don't understand. Like, I have never been to an ATM in my entire life.
You just go get the cash.
Dude, I'll get 20 grand, stick it in my safe, and when I need it, I need it. Yeah, if it's in the bank. If it's in the bank, why don't you go down to the bank this afternoon and get 50 G's from it?
Is that hard?
Impossible. Because they're not carrying cash, because they're fractionalized banking. But try to give them 50 grand.
What will they do?
Come back, man. Come back. We can't take this. We have people in line. I dropped $1 million in cash off to a bank one day at 7:30 in the morning into their door. And they're like, you don't have any security? No. And I'm getting on a plane, dude. You're taking this money. This came from you. It's coming back to you. They literally had to shut the bank down. They were so nervous. Giving the banks money is becoming problematic. And for sure, taking it. And go study history. Like there's 300 currencies in the history since Egypt that have all failed. Fiat currencies all fail 100% of the time. Well, I
You think it's going to 1 million?
When?
Ever?
Yeah. You're talking about Bitcoin.
Yeah. So 10 years?
Maybe we think about it a little differently, because I think when you start putting those kind of numbers on it, you get everybody's greed up, right? People are like, "Ooh, I don't want to miss that." But what if we are now living? We've really entered into the 21st century. If I came to you tomorrow and said, "Look, I want to, I love your road out here. I want to open up a horse and buggy business to get people from the strip all the way out here to your office." You're probably not going to be interested in that business, right? The horse and buggy, because guess what? The streets aren't designed for it. The competitors the horse and buggy is going to have is like they're much faster. That day is come and gone. Like, so if you look at what are you going to invest in? If you think that the whole world is going digitized, like when was the last time you saw a 8-track cassette thing? A reel-to-reel?
Never.
Been
a long time.
Vinyl record of the Beatles. Like, if I would have told you 30 years ago that you would be able to carry 30,000 pictures and 30,000 freaking audio files, of which you only pay like $10 a month for, you would have said, what? Why? What? We think music's going to go back? Music's not going anywhere. So the only thing that Web 2.0, Amazon, the internet, www, right? dial-up, AML, all that phenomenon. 1990 to 2002, they attacked every industry except one: finance. Banking, investment banking, credit, debit. Web 2.0 created Amazon, almost slaughtered Walmart. Now, you want to talk about what's going to make this universe work. Walmart has the largest blockchain team in the world and has for 10 years, and no one knows about it. Maybe not 10 years, maybe 6 or 7. Why is that important? Because Walmart's board, who are about 3 million years old each, they're dinosaurs. I say that tongue in cheek. They're not now. They bought Jet, really saved their day. Walmart almost lost 100-year dominance over retail. And in fact, to Amazon. And they did lose 30 or 40% of market share. I mean, they got clocked. Let's be really clear. Walmart got clocked. Almost went out of business. That will never happen to them again. They see crypto and blockchain coming. What do? Go start building blockchain. Okay, this is a very, very, very big difference. What's happening in crypto? MasterCard has one of the biggest teams in the world today. I was just with them. Visa, one of the biggest teams in the world, dude, putting together products to go into this digital world, because this digital world is moving into fully everything's going to be measured. So I think you're going to see when I go to a casino one day that stuff's showing up on my wallet. My losses and my gains are showing up on my wallet. I'm not going to cashier. Why would we go to cashier? That's risky. Going to cashier, getting the cash. So we have 80% of all the computer scientists from all the Ivy League schools all wanting to go into blockchain and crypto. We have JP Morgan Chase and every major bank. This Money 2020 show just down the street, they've got 8,000 people there. There aren't consumers there, okay? These are major institutions: Fiserv, FIS, TSYS, Bank of America. They're all coming into the space. So, look, your first question was, would you be investing in Bitcoin? And I think it depends on what the person's horizon is. I would suggest that you probably have enough real estate, enough other things, and taking a little bit, 3% of your position, and, sticking it out there. If you lose it all, nothing's going to change. If I'm right, and this becomes the currency of record, you're going to be so rich, it's going to be stupid. I think the greatest reason to own this stuff is not how rich you're going to be. I tell everybody, people are like, what should I read? First thing you need to do is go buy $5,000, $10,000, $100, $1 million worth of crypto. So much, just enough where you get serious, right? Playing the card games, poker, with a bunch of guys. Hey, let's play dollar poker. It's the worst game in the whole world, right? Because everybody plays every hand. So I would just encourage people, buy Bitcoin. Don't buy a bunch of other stuff. Buy one. Buy enough to get your attention. Then you start going, let me go read the white paper. The white paper takes 30 minutes to read, probably 16 minutes. It is not complex. Just go read it, man. It's a good first principles diagram of our future. Bretton Woods takes place 1972. Nixon comes out. Gold's trading at around $25 an ounce. Nixon comes out and says, hey, we're abandoning all your gold. You have 3 months to surrender all your gold. They surrendered and all the price goes up 30% the next day. So we have many history stories of governments coming in and reaching, grabbing, taking, and rebasing, what's known as debasing, but rebasing the underlying currency, which most people don't really understand what that means. Like, why is this cup? It took me $54 to get a car out here. Now, why is that? Well, gasoline's $6, $7 here, right? So that drive used to be $20. But the real reason is that the dollar is a piece of junk. Like there's so much of it out there. And the beauty behind Bitcoin is there's going to be less than 21 million units, period.
So where do you think the future of the digital world is heading? Do you agree with Gary? Let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.